I
Good
see
check.
my mic is going way late.
Yeah. Dude. Hello, welcome. Oh, shucks. I messed the cropping up, dude. Hey, hell of a football game yesterday. Hey, Jerry? Oh, man. Dude. I could just hear you fine. Now I can't. Shucks. I messed the cropping up, dude. Hey, hell of a football game yesterday. Hey, Jerry? Hey, Jack. Can you guys hear Jerry? Talk? I could just hear you fine. That's a bummer. Like I even sound, huh? Yeah. Did you mute your mic?
No, I went into audio and just switched the mic and then switched it back.
It works now.
We got to come up with something better than this.
It works, man. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah, I had to fix it myself.
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault.
It probably was. Somehow it's your fault. I swear, Easton's not doing this right now. It's just you.
Yeah, no.
Then it's always an issue when you do it. There's never an issue when Easton does it.
Yeah. It's because my mic and then my desktop audio both go through the same mixer, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
This guy thinks your background sucks.
Oh, he's a for some reason he's a Guardians fan. That's one of my best friends in the whole world. And he didn't really care about baseball until gambling, and then for some reason he what was that pitcher, Tony, that you started to like? For the Guardians a couple of years ago. I don't even know if they still have him. Starter. He always bet his strikeouts, and he just became a Guardians fan for no reason. He owns like 10 Yankees hats probably. But he's a who is that? Connor wants to know if you got your eyebrows done.
Yes, I have a Dominican barber who does my eyebrows.
Cal Quantrill fell in love with betting Cal Quantrill strikeouts a couple years ago, and just became a Guardians fan for no reason other than that.
I mean, Everybody needs a reason, right? Good for him.
Yeah, I
At
guess.
least he didn't jump on the Yankees bandwagon like everybody else does.
Hey, my sincere condolences. I was actually pulling for the Mets. I truly was. I texted you and Easton. I said, "Let's go Mets." Um, that sucks.
I
I'm sorry, bud.
there's something condescending about Yankee fans. Oh, I was rooting for the Mets. It's like it's condescending because deep down it's like, oh, little brother, like, oh, I was rooting for you. No, you fucking weren't. All right, still
I
stop
was.
the act.
I was. I love the hell out of watching Francisco Lindor play baseball. I really do. Uh, I wanted to watch him play in a World Series. Um, it does. On the flip side of that, I'm sorry. It does. You realize if I asked you most recently, would the Yankees have appeared in a World Series or would the Colts have appeared in a Super Bowl? I'm guessing 90+% of the population would just guess Yankees. Nah. The last time, like, the Colts have appeared in a Super Bowl more recently than the Yankees have appeared in a World Series. That's insane. To the two teams that I probably love the most, the Pacers probably in a close third. First time since 2010, I get to watch one of my teams compete for a world championship. That's pretty cool. Jerry Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Subway Series would have been sick. Like everything about it. And I guess the show. Hey, can I address something else real quick? Everybody talking about like the two highest bankrolls in the MLB made the World Series. Like probably the same people who were complaining last year that it was the Rangers and the Diamondbacks who were both like playing teams or whatever, basically. So like I'm kind of just over it. And also like all the owners are like super rich and could afford to pay more money. And I feel like the Mets had a pretty high payroll too, so I feel like you probably feel similarly. Like it's just so annoying to me, you know? Like that take
The
is
thing
annoying.
with the Mets payroll, it was an illusion because most of that payroll wasn't even on the roster.
But the Mets like willing to spend money still. You know what I'm saying? Like the Guardians owner is richer than Hal Steinbrenner. So like it's not a poor team. The Guardians aren't a poor team. They just have an owner who doesn't want to spend money on making the team better. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get really annoyed seeing the take of, oh, the two highest payrolls in baseball. Okay, spend more money. Like you guys have Cleveland. You guys have the money. You guys have the money. You know what I'm saying? Does Jerry have an OnlyFans?
I did. It didn't make any money, so I stopped.
Yeah, I mean, like every fan wishes their team would. I wish the Yankees would spend more money. Every team wishes their owner would spend more money and invest in making their team better. And like the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Mets and a couple other MLB teams have shown willingness to do that, and it's not because their owners have more money than the rest of the other owners. It's just because they've decided to do that. Well, I guess, yeah, in some ways. So I don't know. It just pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like if it would have been Mets, if it would have been like Mets Guardians, it would have been or Mets Royals even, it would have been the complete opposite. It would have been like the format sucks, which I do think the format sucks. IU football is spending the money. Yeah, you're right, Mom. I don't know. It's just annoying. I get to watch one of my teams compete for a world championship. That's pretty cool. I am excited about that. I would probably choose a Colts Super Bowl over a Yankees World Series, but is what it is. Anything else? We got 2 football games tonight. There is basketball starting tomorrow, so I meant to ask you if you want to do a show tomorrow, or maybe we save that for Wednesday when there's more games. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I don't have any basketball bets in. I have 2 lottery tickets in for tonight. That's pretty much it. But anything else you kind of just want to, rant about for a little bit because we only got 2 games to talk about?
Listen,
Yeah, I knew we would.
I would have been disappointed if the Mets had all this firepower. I mean, like I said, they had a very high payroll, but most of those guys weren't even on the team. Those were traded away, but they still counted towards the payroll. I wrote the Mets season off in June. They, not even maybe before that, they looked horrendous. There was nothing to like about the team. Nothing. They had no charisma, no personality. They just flat out sucked. And then they found magic, right? And they went a lot further than I thought they would. I'm very, very satisfied. And then I had Phillies fans laughing at me. They have no right to be laughing at me. No right to be laughing at Mets fans, right? I figured we were gonna beating the Dodgers was like if we would have beat the Dodgers, I probably would have got naked. The Dodgers are just incredible. The Dodgers are probably gonna smoke the Yankees. And it sucks because like I said, this is Al Qaeda versus the Taliban. What side am I gonna be on? Well, I'm rooting for justice. End the series. Otani maybe gets busted again for gambling. Judge, we find out he murders kittens or something. I don't know. I just want chaos.
Yankees in 5, honestly. Assuming hey man, like the Yankees, I've been pretty down on them. At times. Beginning of the season I said Yankees World Series. Season starts, I'm like Yankees are awful. If Gleyber Torres and Giancarlo Stanton continue to do what they're doing right now, like, and you don't actually need that much from Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, like, that's a really hard baseball team to beat. Because Gleyber's just on base. Gleyber Torres batted like 600 in the first inning of the CS game. Wild, because he's kind of been bad most of the year. And then Giancarlo Stanton had for him a pretty down year, like a slightly above league average year, and then all of a sudden he's the best player I've ever seen in the playoffs. So I don't know, man. Obviously I'm pulling for the Yankees. I'm a little biased, but I don't know. I don't know how you get through a game without giving up some runs to this Yankees team if Gleyber Torres is getting on base and Giancarlo Stanton is the best baseball player in the world for some reason all of a sudden. But it's going to be fun.
You see Gleyber's exit velo numbers. I mean, he's not launching it. He doesn't have the launch angle. Even though I've still been taking shots on. I bet him twice during the last series to hit a home run, but he's still. I think he's hit the ball 108 like 4 times this playoffs. Like he is hitting the ball very, very hard.
And it's not all dead pull. It's not all dead pull, and it's not all necessarily fly balls. Like he's hitting line drives to center and to right center, and that's when Gleyber is his best version of himself. But
he's also making money for himself because he's about to be a free agent.
Yep, and that's going to be interesting because Yankees Twitter all season has been, what can we do with Gleyber? How can we get him out of here? And all of a sudden, like they probably
he's gone regardless. I think.
Yeah, he really wants to stay. Like I think he would seriously. I think he would take a pay cut to stay. I literally don't know. Without this playoff run out of him, I don't think they make him an offer. Like I think they just agree to part ways. But it's I don't know, man. It's crazy because they probably I think they probably squeak by the Guardians in 7 if Gleyber isn't doing what he's doing. But that series looks a lot different if Gleyber Torres isn't batting like 450 or something in it. I don't know. It's just hard to beat. I think it's going to be hard to beat if they're still doing this because I think they have the starting pitching advantage anyway. And then Luke Weaver is the best closer I've ever seen, except for that one game he gave up. But I don't know. You want to talk about some football now, or?
We might have some good games tonight.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. One good game and then another entertaining game, I think, is how I see it. Like I think Ravens and Bucks, I think is going to be a legit good game. I think Chargers and Cardinals could be entertaining and like competitive, but like also might be bad football.
That game could be like, looking on the surface, it could be a close game. It could be a freaking blowout. You know what I mean? Like it could be very one-sided, but we'll see.
I'm still very high on the arm talent. I'm Justin Herbert. So I think he's gonna have a 2 or 3 games every season where he just like you can't beat him. That could be tonight. Cardinals defense hasn't been bad though.
They're banged up, brother.
Kyler Murray looks awful. Have you watched much Cardinals football the last few weeks? Because Kyler Murray looks lost.
He also has, I think, 3 injuries to his offensive line. This happens to Kyler Murray every year. When he has a solid the offensive line is playing well, he is an absolute problem. When his offensive line is banged up and injured, he looks horrendous. I mean, you could say that for a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Not a lot of quarterbacks can overcome a bad offensive line, but right now the Cardinals on both sides of the football are just completely banged up. That's why in my head, like, especially Jim Harbaugh is preparing for this game heavy. The way they can exploit them on both sides of the football, this could be an absolute blowout.
I am. I thought Hayden Hurst was like definitely gonna play, and I'm now seeing he's doubtful, and I definitely have Hayden Hurst to score a touchdown in a long shot. Probably, so I'm kind of annoyed about that, but that's the second game. So let's, I guess, start with the first game, which is the Ravens and the Buccaneers. I feel like these two teams, like, there's no surprises or like major storylines. Like both these teams are kind of. I think the Bucs are maybe a little bit better than I thought they would be. The Ravens, I think, kind of are who we thought they were, and that's like really good at football, especially when everything is kind of clicking. I love Zay Flowers a lot. Might be one of the best yards after catch receivers in football, especially I think in a year or two we're going to be calling him that. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, that combo is whichever. You've been getting that. I feel like you've been on one side or the other of that, and been getting that right pretty consistently. You got anything on either of those two? Or I don't know. What do you think about this game, man?
Well, last week we spoke about it, and I said Mark Andrews is probably going to score a touchdown this week, and his odds were like plus 400 or whatever. And like I said, you have a strong veteran cornerstone player on the team that was not looking good to start the season. They're going to be talking. They're going to try to get the guy going. Well, sure enough, he had a very good game last week. Scored a touchdown. I think he has 10 catches over his last two games. He's really getting the ball rolling. Obviously, when they run that 12 personnel, it's kind of tough because you have Isaiah Likely, who can also score. So it's kind of like pick your poison. You got to basically guess this right. You don't know what the plays are going to be. You don't know what the situation is going to be. It's kind of going in blind. You have two very capable pass catchers as tight ends. I do think Andrews gets in there again. Both of these teams are very bad against tight ends. It's probably going to be a good game to parlay tight ends, which is what I did. I did end up betting Mark Andrews and Cade Otton parlay together for a touchdown at plus 1,500. I think those odds are pretty obnoxious.
I also like Cade Otton in this game. I like his yards more so than his touchdown, but I think he's getting he should get a bump in target share. Based on my whole coverage projection, whatever adjusted target share, he's getting one of the biggest bumps tonight, Cade Otton. So I have his 50 yards in a parlay with a touchdown score in the next game. But yeah, I like a big Cade Otton night tonight. Cardinals might. Hey, Finesse. I meant to respond to you a couple times and I've forgotten. Stan needs to get tested. Yeah, maybe. Buy low market is too low on this team. He likes Cardinals money line. I don't know. I can't do it personally.
On paper, I can't see it on paper. This is what the strange thing about football, though, right? You can look at a game on the surface and say, this team is all banged up on both sides of the football, defense, offensive line. You have this powerhouse, Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers look like a legit team, like a contender. And all of a sudden, you see teams play down to their competition, right? I don't laugh at anybody's bet when they take, unless you're gonna bet on the Miami Dolphins. Then I'm gonna laugh at you because I'm a Dolphins fan. They are an absolute shit show right now. But we're getting to it back, so that's gonna change. It's just, the Dolphins can't score. They can't move the ball. Mike McDaniel, he is an offensive genius for when he has the pieces that he wants. He cannot adjust to when he doesn't have said pieces, right? You are supposed to adjust your game plan. He didn't do it with Skylar Thompson. He tried to run the exact same game plan. I could go on a whole rant about the Dolphins. It's not about the Dolphins today. It's Monday Night Football. So Mark Andrews has been blocking. The crazy thing is, Isaiah Likely has been a better graded blocker. That's what I'm talking about when I say pick your poison. Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely can block better than Mark Andrews technically this season. What how do you even predict that, right? I'm just taking a chance on Mark Andrews today.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I took my wife went with me. She went like to one game I think last year. Not a huge football fan, but like really likes going to the games and has a lot of fun. Is always like asking a bunch of questions and is super into it. She was like about to fall asleep at the game yesterday. It was like we were kind of everybody was just kind of waiting for something to happen. I thought I was gonna throw something at multiple Dolphins fans. I restrained myself out of respect for you, but I almost threw peanuts at. There was this big like kind of older bodybuilder, bald Dolphins fan, like 3 rows in front of me. And first of all, like I feel like if you go to an NFL game, you never need to turn around. That's gonna like I get pissed off even when Colts fans like there was this weirdo Colts fan sitting next to me and everything something good would happen. He would like turn around and go, "Who, who," like this, and I was like, "What are you doing, man? Like just like watch like watch. Don't turn around." But I didn't throw any peanuts. Just purely out of respect for you. I would have if I wasn't your friend. But
You're telling me
yeah.
you would have threw something at a guy that's much bigger than you?
It's kind of my thing. I throw peanuts at opposing teams fans at Colts games. Have not gotten punched or thrown out of a game. One time a couple years ago I took my grandpa is my pastor and he's like a super rule. I don't remember what game he went with me to. It was like it was a Sunday night game a couple of years ago. And the guy turned around and like he was doing it all game, and I just threw a peanut at him, and he looked at me, he's like, Eli, it's just a thing because I'm always eating peanuts when I get mad. The first time I get mad at the Colts, I go buy peanuts and I just sit in my seat for a while and eat peanuts and kind of just watch the screen, and that's when I start throwing them. But yeah, punk behavior, Eli, it just happens.
You
know
like
what I mean?
nuts in your mouth.
Well, like I feel like we're like Colts fans as a whole are very respectful to opposing fans in Lucas Oil. But like if you're like being loud, obnoxious, and turning around and like screaming at me when your team does something like that triggers me. And like I'm not throwing nacho cheese or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like tossing a peanut. Like turn around, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is why I don't drink anymore. This is why I don't go to sporting events anymore. People act like you can say things and do things to people you don't know, and it doesn't work that way. It's a part of sports. It is what it is. You talk shit, but some people take it a little too far. But I think you have a different experience in Indiana versus New York because
Oh yeah. If I did that, yeah. If I like went to a Jets game and did that, I'd probably get punched in the face, right?
You'll probably get broken in half.
Yeah.
You're built like a pencil.
I see all these fights on in NFL stadiums and stuff on Twitter. I'm like, that's like, I don't know. Maybe we are just spoiled. Like, that's not. I've never even witnessed anybody actually get hostile at a Colts game. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a respectful fan base. You know what I'm saying? In terms of football, and a lot of other terms because it's Indiana, not the case. But
I went to the World Series Game 5 when the Mets lost to Kansas City in Citi Field. I was sitting kind of close to a large group of Kansas City Royals fans. Those were the nicest people I've ever met. Nicest people. Like, they were apologizing for winning. It was insane. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Of course, there was some Mets fans that were acting like jerk-offs, but that's always going to happen in New York. But it's like a different breed of people outside of New York and any big city, basically.
yeah, I would probably get punched in the face in a lot of other cities. That's why, like, I've thought about traveling to Colts road games. I'm like, I probably wouldn't do well.
People would purposely pick on you. This is the problem. This is the problem with society in general, right? Living in New York, you see it all. Most New Yorkers are punks. It's just the reality of the situation. They pick on people like you're not this big brawly guy, right? You look you look a little nerdy. I'm not insulting you, but you look a little nerdy. You're skinny. You would be the prototypical person that they would look to puff up their chest and act tough towards. You know, you would be a major target. So don't throw peanuts at people in New York.
Oh no, I would never. Also, like, I probably wouldn't even like. I'd probably just like go like this. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't even like wear Colts anything. But also, it's like, I don't know. It's a respect thing too. Like, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. I have a bet. I already talked about K. and 50 plus. Anything else we need to talk about Ravens Buccaneers?
You're not taking no lotto shots. You're just betting a straight.
No. I'm not betting any straights, but I have it paired with something in the next game. So I have two lottos in, one leg from each game.
I do have an obnoxious lotto, right? I'm trying to have some fun tonight. I did parlay. I also took him straight. Trey Palmer. I don't know if he's playing yet. Is there confirmation? He's a game time decision. Last I checked, right?
I think that's still the case. I haven't seen anything since we've been on here.
What do you think his odds are to score a touchdown tonight?
At least like plus 500 probably.
He is plus 1,500 on BetMGM.
That's a big number.
It's absurd, which tells me they probably think he's not going to play. I don't know. I don't know what the. First of all, he's not playing a lot of snaps this season, regardless. Even before the concussion, he was only playing about 20% of the snaps. But going against this Ravens secondary, that's been struggling pretty bad this season. You put a 4-3 receiver out there, good things can happen. So if he comes back, if he does play tonight and gets his usual 20%, not asking for a lot, there is a very good chance that he gets a shot in man coverage to burn this Ravens secondary for a touchdown. It could happen. So at plus 1,500, if he doesn't play, this is the tricky part, right? If he's active, this is why football is different than other sports, and I have to explain this a lot to people because they're always asking for a void. If for some reason they list him as active and he doesn't play a snap, your bet
void.
still loses.
Yeah.
It does not void. This is why I was pissed off, just because I didn't. Jordan Whittington yesterday. I don't know if you saw this. I took him in daily fantasy as just I was messing around. I had one lineup in daily fantasy, and he was one of my like long shot, like real deep picks in there for cheap. They said he's available. They listed him to play. He came in only one snap that I visually saw him come in. He came in as a blocker. He was supposed to play a large chunk of that game. They listed him as active, played one snap, blocked. For some reason, the guy has a bad shoulder. He's blocking out there, and he didn't play the rest of the game. There's there's a lot of mistrust out there. So there's a good chance that Trey Palmer could be active and not play at all, and the bet is going to lose. But if he's inactive, it's just going to void. So I'm going to take a shot on plus 1,500.
I ran into that. I think last week or the week before with I took Kylan Granson when Flacco was starting with the Colts, and I actually don't think he plays snap. It does not void. It has to be inactive, which is super annoying. I can't wait.
Different in basketball though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't wait to start losing bets because players are sitting in the fourth quarter. I missed that. You know what I mean? That starts again tomorrow, bud.
That was, I mean, we go through the cycle, right? We go through the cycle of, all right, basketball season's here. We could forget about all the troubles that we have in like football or baseball, whatever.
Nah,
and then basketball, we start calling it the National Blowout Association. And then we go through the cycle like, oh, it's April. All right, basketball sucks right now. We're getting into baseball season. And then we're getting dead balls or some other bullshit. It's just a cycle. But we just got to be patient and try to enjoy ourselves.
No Trey Palmer touchdown prop up on MGM anymore.
Then maybe he was listed as an active if they took it down.
Yeah, Devo played one snap. Yeah, no, even if he was active and didn't play that snap, they would not have voided that. Go to Cardinals fame. St. Louis or Arizona. I'm guessing you mean Arizona Cardinals games. I almost did that once because we used to go to Phoenix like once a year, but it didn't work out. Who's Trey Palmer? He plays tight end. Tight end for.
No, you're thinking of Trey McBride, you dweeb. Trey Palmer's a wide receiver for the Bucks. Trey Palmer's the guy that wakes up pissed off that everybody bets a touchdown.
You and him both just
Remember
wake up pissed off all the time.
Every time he tweeted, pissed off, I woke up pissed off, he would score a touchdown. And everybody would win a lot of money because his odds were like plus 400.
All right, let's talk about Chargers, Cardinals. I'm just going to come out and say I am on Ladd McConkey to score a touchdown here. I'll just go ahead and share my two bets. Why the hell did you just move over a little bit when I did that? I don't know. Also have two long shots. Again, I don't know if Hayden Hurst is going to play. Apparently he's doubtful. But Justice Hill and Hayden Hurst both to score a touchdown. That's a really big number there. And then I got Kate Otten for 50 and Ladd McConkey to score a touchdown. Ladd McConkey actually like kind of leading the Chargers, not leading the Chargers, but getting a heavy a red zone target share. And I think there's going to be some touchdowns here. I think there are going to be some passing touchdowns here. So yeah, give me that. What do you think? Can you even see those?
I didn't SGP this yet. I didn't put together an SGP yet. I'm still mulling it. I do have a 50% boost on MGM, and I have like a 30% on FanDuel. DraftKings gives out a boost, but honestly, I swear, I'll put in a parlay on DraftKings. I'll add the boost, and those numbers will still not be better than standard odds on half the other books.
MGM especially, yeah.
My beard is looking real nice. Thanks, Unrated. Why don't you take me out to dinner later? I'm taking a long shot, and this is probably one of my wildest bets, right? This is stupid. And I'm sorry if the guy doesn't even play today, because there's a chance that he doesn't even play an offensive snap. He's a special teams guy. Hassan Haskins is a Jim Harbaugh guy from Michigan, right? Drafted by the Titans, didn't really play much over there. Ended up getting into legal troubles, and then he gets signed by the Chargers, reunited. Jim Harbaugh. The guy only played 10. I'll tell you how wild this is. The guy only played 10 offensive snaps this season. 5, I think he played 3 last week, 2 the week before, and then like 5 snaps in like week 2 or something like that. And I wish the odds were better. I could only find plus 1,200 was the best odds I could get. I was hoping this would be like a plus 2,000 long shot, but I got to go with my gut here. The Chargers in general, they run 21 personnel, the 5th highest rate in the league, which is, if you don't know, 2 running backs on the field at the same time. Now, they do run occasionally 21 jumbo, which is they'll have a running back and they'll bring in an offensive line as a quote-unquote fullback. And I believe that registers still as the same as 21 personnel in general. So the stats could be a little skewed there, whatever. But 13% in 21 personnel is still enough for me to want to take a chance. Hassan Haskins is the 3rd-string running back, though. So it's a little bit tricky, but I have a weird feeling that, first of all, J.K. Dobbins is taking a lot of snaps. I mean, we're on week 7 now, and he's coming off an injury.
He's bad.
At some point, you got to kind of give him a break, no?
And he sucks. Because I bet on him twice and he lost, but I hate him. So, yeah, give somebody else a shot, because that guy's dog.
J.K. Dobbins is very good at football. You know that, you're trolling. But at some point, you're really putting a lot of workload on this kid. So, especially, this will always also work out if there's a chance that there is a blowout where, the Chargers really take advantage of the injuries on both sides of the football for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray looks like shit. This game could get out of hand, and then we see snaps from Hassan Haskins anyway. But he's been in the league for 3 years now. He's looking for his first ever touchdown. Who better to get him that? Jim Harbaugh in the spotlight in a primetime game. Give the ball to his boy back in Michigan. So I'm going to take a long shot here. Like I said, he could not. There's a chance he doesn't play any snaps. He's a special teams ace. But I do like the prospects of them running 21 personnel. There's a chance that he sees the field here, especially with no Gus Edwards.
Okay. I wanted to bet on Quentin Johnson today, but I think he's going to not play, it looks like. So, yeah, he's listed as doubtful. Dude, you seen any of my NBA tools? Website?
No.
Yeah, you should check it out. You're going to like it.
What did you do different?
I got rebound chances, rebound conversion percentages against every position and every team. Also have, it's not actually potential assists the same way the NBA tracks it, but I have I'm calling it possible assists. It is a pass that is followed by a field goal attempt. Could be too many dribbles, or could be the field goal was missed. And also have assist conversion percentages, also broken down by defense by team.
How is that different than potential assists?
It's the dumbest. It's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest. I don't think the NBA is actually truthful in how they're calculating / logging that, because you'll see you'll see players that have more assists than a potential assists, which theoretically shouldn't be possible. The NBA says that if a player makes a pass and a field goal is attempted within like 1 or 2 dribbles, that's a potential assist. But it's that can't be exactly what's happening. But there's more. Like my number is always higher than what the NBA has because it's just anytime a player makes a pass and the next thing that happens is a field goal attempt. It could be several dribbles later. It could be a missed field goal. It could be a personal foul, whatever, shooting foul. But yeah, the NBA is weird.
Oh, that's big though. If a shooting foul is incorporated, that's good. I like that.
Yes, and also broken down versus every position versus every team, conversion percentages, all that. It's pretty sweet. I'm putting ChatGPT in there either at like probably 2-3 this morning or sometime tomorrow before the game start. Pretty excited. You should buy it. You don't have to buy it because I gave you a code Forever Go to get it for free, and I don't think you've used it yet. But if you're watching this, you should buy it. Pretty proud of it. Anything else you want to talk about?
Marty, it's funny that Marty wrote that. I did think about doing some nonsense with Josh Palmer, with Trey Palmer, or Trey McBride and Trey Palmer. That could be a fun one.
Shout out Russell Wilson. Finally,
Russell Wilson. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Russell, that offense looked night and day difference. Like Justin Fields, he's a little firecracker. He can make a big play. He's explosive as a runner, but Russell Wilson, as much as people make fun of him, the touch on his passes are just different. He knows where to put the football to give his wide receivers a shot. George Pickens is going to enjoy Russell Wilson a lot more than Justin Fields.
I think he looked different yesterday than he has in a little while. Like I think he looked better yesterday than maybe ever in Denver. I don't know. I need to watch it back and watch the actual all 22 still, but yeah, good for him. I was hoping Fields would get to keep the job, but I don't know how you can argue with yesterday. You know what I mean? Also, I mean the Browns situation is just fun. I'm sorry if you're a Browns fan. Like, it's just kind of funny because I don't think Deshaun Watson should be in the NFL at all. I don't think the injury's funny. Don't get me wrong. I don't like people actually getting hurt's not cool, but I don't know.
No, say it with your chest. You started laughing. Say it with your chest. Don't backtrack now.
I was thinking I saw a tweet that was like I don't know, NFL being like, oh yeah, we'll let Deshaun Watson play anyway, and God's like, nope. I did actually laugh out loud.
So you thought it was funny?
Yeah, because he shouldn't be in the
there we go.
Shouldn't be in the NFL.
Stop being afraid.
Oh man.
Stop being afraid of what people think. You thought it was funny. That's fine. It's funny. Don't backtrack and say I don't think injuries are funny. No, you thought it was funny, and that's it.
Worst trade in NFL history has got to be. I mean, it's got to be that one at this point, right? Like, it's not even. I don't even.
It's the worst any kind of transaction in NFL history. 100%.
Is it the worst trade in
and you know what?
Major sports history?
For what came with it, with the contract and everything like that, absolutely. And you know what? There will be a worse trade in the future because the way the contracts are working, the league is working. That's just how it's going to be. But as of right now, nobody's topping that disaster.
I'm trying to think of like the worst NBA or MLB trade I can think of. And I don't even, like, what are some bad ones?
Trade or like just contracts in general?
I think trade. I think trade.
The Fernando Tatis one was really bad.
Yeah.
What was it, James Shields for Fernando Tatis?
Which team? Let's ask Reddit here. I mean, your team came out with the Russell Westbrook trade. This is way worse. Deshaun Watson trade is way worse. Right? Like, I don't think that's close. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in the NBA recent history that stacks up to how bad this is for Browns fans. That sucks. What about worst MLB trades in history? Rudy Gobert trade, not close. Not on the same level. Not even close. I don't think that's a good trade at all. Not even close to this one. The Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts trade was pretty bad. Doesn't come close to this.
No, I would put the Fernando Tatis for James Shields up there.
Giants trade Luis Castillo, Dansby Swanson,
Paul Pierce and KG to Brooklyn. What a fucking disaster that was.
Cole Reagans for Aroldis Chapman. That's funny. Mookie Betts and David Price for Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, Connor Wong. That's pretty bad, man.
That is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
Not close to this Browns trade. It's not even in the same ballpark, dude. Justin Verlander to the Mets.
Justin Verlander, that trade worked out really good for the Mets.
Because think about, like, Mets got production.
We have one of our top prospects now because we flipped Justin Verlander, who didn't play, also didn't hit his innings, so the Mets are off the hook for next year's contract.
Like, not only has Deshaun Watson been bottom 2 quarterbacks in football when he's been on the field, it's also all the contract stuff, all you gave up to get him. Like, you gave up so much, took on so much money, and he's literally a negative on the, like, Jameis Winston is going to probably have a better season than, I don't know. Don't sexually assault women.
Palmer and Hassan. I also bet Mark Andrews and Kate Otten as a parlay on FanDuel. Also, we got a little sidetracked. Trey McBride's yards, I'm still up in the air. I may end up using my 50% boost on BetMGM because this is the thing I like about MGM. I feel like I'm almost sponsored by them the way I've been talking about them, but they give out these 50% boosts, and you can use it on anything. It doesn't have to be like FanDuel is like, oh, SGP boost, or on Sundays they'll give you a touchdown boost, and it's only 30%. MGM gives you this boost, and it's like, here, there's baseball on tonight. Bet whatever you want. You could bet this in a parlay, a straight. The Chargers are seeing, I believe, the second or third most targets to tight ends. So, I mean, Trey McBride's volume's been there. So, I may take a shot either on his receptions or his yards. I'm still not 100% sure yet.
Paul George. I'm gonna push back a little bit on Tatis trade just because it was before Tatis had done. I think before he'd made a major league start even. So I think that's always.
He was a prospect.
Yeah, you can't be. I don't think you can be too critical on that because until the player sees a month worth of MLB at bats, you have no idea what they're gonna be. So
Still pretty bad.
Looking back, it looks terrible. At the time, I don't know how bad that looks, and obviously the the outcome is still pretty bad. But I think the Mookie Betts trade is worse than that. I don't think it's close actually.
I mean, the Mookie Betts trade just gets worse and worse.
Adolis Garcia for cash considerations. That's tough. Cardinals.
Well,
anyway,
the Cardinals have a long history of bad trade. Didn't they trade Randy Arozarena for nothing?
Matthew Liberatore. Yep. That's so that is I don't know. And my dad just texted me the same link I'm looking at. Those two are back to back. Rangers acquired title piece and Adolis Garcia for cash considerations. Rays receive a Randy Arozarena, Jose Martinez for Matthew Liberatore, who I think it was just last season starting to make some starts for the Cardinals and didn't look great. And it's kind of just hated by the fan base because that's who they got instead of Randy Arozarena.
I'm pretty sure the Mets DFA'd Jose Bautista before he took steroids.
Yeah. Yeah, you're correct. Well, looks like they were gonna release him, but they ended up trading him to the Phillies, 2018.
And then he just bounced around and then decided to do. That's a wild story too, because he didn't start blowing up until he was like 31, I think. He was late in his career before he started hitting. It's wild.
Recap and go home. Show tomorrow, show Wednesday. Show tomorrow for 2 games on opening night. You want to show Wednesday when there's more games. Or neither. It's fine too. Chad, are you guys gonna watch? Are you guys gonna watch if we do it?
Maybe we'll do tomorrow 2 games. We'll talk about the longevity. I don't know, long term. I don't bet futures, but maybe we'll talk about some shit like that.
If they,
I can't. I don't know how the hell do people bet futures and see their money just sitting there
that's
for
what I was
6
gonna
months.
say.
God bless you.
If there was an option to hide future bets or have future bets somewhere else, I would be fine. But
Yes.
I bet Quiddy Pay Rookie of the Year for like $10 a couple of years ago, and every time I opened my FanDuel app, I got reminded that I was gonna lose that $10, and I'm like, I think I actually bet, like, I gambled less that season, so it's kind of like FanDuel, you're messing up. Just give me a hide futures bets, and I'll probably do it. I'll probably put like a decent sum of money on some stuff too, but like I don't know what the Pacers season win total is, but it's gonna fly over for sure, no doubt. Anyway, we'll probably see you tomorrow, chat. 6 o'clock. I'm glad you said that because that is what I told my wife we were gonna do. So if I change the plans, probably wouldn't have gone that well for me. These are my bets. The only two things I have in for tonight: K-Don from 50 receiving yards, with Ladd McConkey to score a touchdown, and Justice Hill and Hayden Hurst, who might not play, both to score a touchdown. $10 to win. What is that? $450 or something like that. Awards futures lay. We're not gonna do that. We could do a prize. We could do the prize picks thing again, maybe.
We could talk about it. I'm not personally putting it in. I can't do it.
A prize picks one. The prize picks one, like we did with baseball that lost because of the one guy that got hurt.
Your pick.
Yeah.
It was your pick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see. Remember, we could actually talk about this now. Back in March, we did a show. And what did I say? Who did I say I wanted to bet reliever of the year, and they're not even listed, and they're probably going to win it?
I forget.
Mason Miller.
That would have been a tough
What a
bet.
season that kid.
That would have been.
What a season that kid had. That would have been crazy odds. They didn't have him listed on the odds.
It would have been like plus 20K.
They didn't have. It
would have been 20,000.
That's something I would have put $10 on and let it sit there. Nothing. Can't bet it. Guess what? Everybody who bet reliever of the year is going to lose now because they had somebody not listed win. If he does, I'm just saying, if he does win.
They should void all his bets. They won't. They should.
They should. But
they should void all his bets. I bet that they probably had Mason Miller up there for like one day, and that's how they can get around it. But if the winning option isn't there, like it should actually be. I don't know. Everybody's all about. I was about to get political. Hey, let's get some more government intervention in how sports books are operating, I think, is what needs to happen. But whatever. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, but I'm going to tell you right now. When Trey Palmer scores that touchdown, and we're sitting there watching the Cardinals get their ass kicked, and here comes Haskins running onto the field inside the 5-yard line, you're going to say, holy shit, this guy looks like a genius.
Marvin Millsap. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you in chat, buddy. What's up? Hope you're doing all right.
What up, Marv?
I know you said love you, Jerry. Nothing about me, but hey.
Yeah.
Hope you're good, man.
Excuse my language. Sorry for cussing.
Request for a first quarter parlay. I like K-Dot in yards. I don't know. Give me like K-Dot in like 10 or 15 yards in the first quarter. It's probably plus money by a lot. That would be my leg. I don't want to take your bet there, but you like anything first quarter?
I mean, I'll go on the other side and take Mark Andrews.
Okay. Both for like 15. I wonder what that. I'm probably actually gonna put that bet in.
15?
What do you think? You want 10
in the first quarter? Are you mental?
Huh? It's 1 or 2 catches, bud. By the way, I'm just gonna come out and say keep betting. I'm gonna keep betting Jonnu Smith yards and first quarter yards for the foreseeable future. I guess not if it's Skylar Thompson. Probably not. But maybe. He hit his line. That's the second week in a row I've bet him. He's hit his line in, I think, the first drive. Like both of the last 2 weeks. That's going to be a thing that I'm going to continue to do. Let me see what these odds are real quick. There we go. Quarter props. K. Dotton first quarter. I guess 10 is plus 148 for K. Dotton. What is Mark Andrews? Oh, I don't know if they're giving us an alt line for Mark Andrews. Okay, there. 5 yards for Mark Andrews is plus 134. 10 yards is plus 220. So both of them for 10 is plus 620.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Are you doing it too or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I have my VPN on.
My pizza's almost here. Let's get out of here.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock probably. Be nice to each other. If you missed any bets, we recapped them a couple times, just like rewind probably. And we'll, yeah. Good luck on your bets. Be nice to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Love you. Got